students. In today's class we are going to study about electrostatics of conductors. In the last class we have studied potential energy of a dipole when it is placed in an external electric field. So we all know that the conductor carries a charges which are free to move in all the directions in an equilibrium state. So those electrons which are free to move in all directions are called as a free electrons, or you can say it as a free charges also. Now we are going to study some basic properties of the conductors in case of electrostatics. The first property of a conductor is the electric field inside a conductor will always be equals to 0. We will have a 0 electric field inside a conductor every time. Now why it will be 0, that we will study next. The second property says that the interior of a conductor will not have any excess charge. If the electric field is 0, then obviously when the excess charge will be equals to 0, in that case itself the electric field will be equals to 0. Third point, at the surface of a charged conductor, electric field will be always perpendicular to the surface at every point, normal to the surface at every point. Fourth point, the magnitude of electric field strength, the magnitude or the value of electric field strength at the surface of a charged conductor is given by E equals to sigma by epsilon naught. We are going to derive this expression in today's class. Next we will do it. Fifth property, electrostatic potential is constant throughout the volume of a conductor, and remember the electrostatic potential will be same inside and outside. You can see here inside the conductor electric field will be equals to 0, but it is not necessary. If E equals to 0, V also should be equals to 0. The potential will be same as that of the outside. But we may have electric field at the outer surface of the conductor, but the inner surface of the conductor electric field will be equals to 0. Last property is a cavity inside a charged conductor is electrostatically shielded. So we are saying that inside a conductor the electric field will be equals to 0. If we make a cavity inside a conductor, if we consider a cavity inside a conductor, then that cavity acts as a shielding for the any substance which is placed at that point. Let us study the first property. Electrostatic field inside a conductor equals to 0. We know charges are free to move in all the directions in a conductors. Though they are moving, we are saying electric field equals to 0 because those charges move in all the direction randomly and make the net charge of the conductor equals to 0. So if the net charge of the conductor equals to 0, then its electric field also will be equals to 0. This is the case when the conductor is not brought under contact of any external electric field. Now what happens when we bring a conductor under the influence of an external electric field? In the diagram you can see we have placed a conductor in a uniform external electric field. So those blue straight arrow lines represents the direction of the electric field of strength E. So when we bring a conductor under the influence of electric field, all the negative charges start shifting towards the left side, that is away from the direction of the electric field, whereas all the positive charges starts shifting towards the right side. You can see those green balls are the positive charges and these purple balls are the negative charges. So all the negative charges shifts to left side and all the positive charges shift to right side. Now in this case the cancellation of charge does not takes place. Though the cancellation of charge does not takes place, electric field will be equals to 0. Overall electric field will be equals to 0 because of the positive charge and negative charge inside the conductor, one more electric field is induced inside a conductor. We represent that electric field by E dash. Now this electric field which is induced inside a conductor will have same magnitude as that the one which is applied externally, that is E. So you can see the arrow mark, the direction of E is towards right, whereas the direction of E dash is towards left. So both these electric fields are equal in magnitude, but they are opposite in direction. So they both cancel out each other. Hence, even though we place a conductor in an external electric field, its net electric field will be equals to 0. So we can say that the electrostatic field inside a conductor will always be equals to 0. This is the first property of a conductor. Second property of a conductor, as I told you, the net charge equals to 0, so that is why electric field equals to 0. So obviously in the inside a conductor it will not have any charge in a static situation, because all the charges cancel out each other because of the random movement of the charges. So hence net charge inside a conductor will be equals to 0 in case of a static situation. Now third point, a third point says that all the surface of a charged conductor in electrostatic equilibrium, the electrostatic field should be normal to the surface at every point. The electric field lines will be always normal, always perpendicular to the surface at every point. Those purple arrow mark shows the direction of electric field lines. So electric field lines always must and should be perpendicular to the surface of the conductor. So this is our third property of a conductor. Coming to fourth property, electric field at the surface of a charged conductor is given by E equals to sigma by epsilon naught. So we have studied electric field lines will be always perpendicular to the conductor. So here in this diagram, E represents the direction of electric field for a charged conductor. So let us take a surface charge density. So charge density can be taken as the ratio of charge per unit area. It is represented by a symbol sigma. So surface charge density can be written as the total charge present on the surface divided by the area of the surface. So we can write sigma equals to Q by A. So let us consider a Gaussian surface inside a conductor. So Gauss law we have studied in electric charge and electric fields chapter. So consider one a Gaussian surface inside a conductor which is partly inside a conductor and partly outside the conductor. Now the area which is inside a conductor will have net electric flux as equals to 0, because inside a conductor the net charge equals to 0, and according to our Gauss law the electric flux through a conductor is given by Q by epsilon naught, 1 by epsilon naught times the charge enclosed through that surface. Now since the charge inside a conductor will be equals to 0, so hence flux inside a conductor will be also equals to 0. So now we have flux only for the area which is outside the sphere. You can see here this is a Gaussian surface which is marked with a yellow color. It's a Gaussian surface. It is partly inside and partly outside. So as I told you, inside a conductor E will be equals to 0. Thus we can say that the flux also will be equals to 0. Now according to Gauss law, we have electric flux through any surface. Electric flux through phi through any surface is given by phi is equals to E into dA, integral of E into dA. So here E is electric field, dA is area of cross section. So you can see the area of cross section of a cylinder, whereas direction of electric field, both are along the same direction. Purple line represents direction of electric field, red line represents direction of area. Area is also along the direction of electric field E. So both are parallel to each other. So you can write integral E dA is equals to E dA cos theta. So here theta will be equals to 0, that is angle between E and dA. So cos 0 is 1. So hence we can write electric flux phi is equals to integral from E into dA. Now integration of dA is A. Now when we integrate, E is constant which is taken out, so integration of dA will be A. So we can write phi, that is electric flux phi equals to E into A. Let us take this as equation 1. Now according to Gauss law, now we have from Gauss law, for a closed surface, the electric flux through any closed surface can be given as 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed through that surface. So we can write phi equals to Q by epsilon naught, the net charge Q by epsilon naught. So there we got phi value equals to E into A. Now from Gauss law we have phi value equals to charge by epsilon naught. So charge value we have from surface charge density. I told you in the beginning, surface charge density can be given as sigma is equals to Q divided by A, that is charge upon area. So we can write the charge equals to sigma into A. So now in place of charge we will be substituting sigma into A. So this equation charge Q equals to sigma into A, we can write that as equation 2. Now our equation becomes phi equals to sigma A upon epsilon naught. Let us take this as equation 3. Now equating the equation 193. So we get EA equals to sigma A upon epsilon naught. Both the side area get cancels. We get E equals to sigma upon epsilon naught. So which is the expression for the electric field at the surface of a charged conductor. This will be the magnitude of electric field at the surface of a charged conductor. So you can say electric field depends on the charge density sigma and epsilon naught value. So if we write it vectorically, we can take the direction. So we can write that as E equals to sigma upon epsilon naught into n cap, where n cap will be the unit vector. So this was the fourth property of a conductor. So electric field for all the charges which resides at the surface of the conductor. So its magnitude will be given by E equals to sigma by epsilon naught into n cap. Now coming to fifth property, electrostatic potential throughout the surface or throughout the volume will remain constant. It will be constant. Electrostatic potential value will be same at every point, inside as well as outside. So we know electric field strength E is equals to 0, but still we have electrostatic potential inside a conductor. So we know electric field strength, the relation between electric field and potential is given by E equals to minus dV by dr. So if the potential is constant at every point, so then differentiation of potential will be 0, because dV by dr means change in potential with respect to displacement. So if V is constant, means dV by dr value will be equals to 0. So hence from this also we can prove that electric field will be equals to 0. Coming to last property of conductors, that is electrostatic shielding. So shielding is nothing but we can say that it is a phenomena of protecting certain region of space from the influence of any external electric field. So it is an application of first property of a conductor. A first property of a conductor says that electric field inside a conductor will be equals to 0. So if electric field inside a conductor will be equals to 0, so we can use the space or region inside a conductor as a shielding for the materials which should be protected from the influence of electric field. So this phenomena of protecting any device from the influence of external electric field is called as a electrostatic shielding. So conductor can be used to protect the devices coming into contact with the external electric field, as the net electric field inside a conductor can be equals to 0. Example, you can take a car. So person who is sitting inside a car, he is like a cavity. When he is inside that cavity, he will be safe. Here rain is taken as an electric field. So when he comes out of the car, he will come in contact with the rain. But if he is inside, then he is safe from the influence of a rain. Same thing with the electric field also. The cavity inside a conductor has an electric field equals to 0. So if we place anything inside that cavity, it will not allow the electric field to interfere the device which is placed in that cavity. So that is where we can say that the conductor also acts as a shielding for the material. So this was about the properties of the electrostatics of conductor. So if you have any doubt, you can contact me on my